Hi there guys, and welcome to this, the virtual walk around tour of your potentially new Audi S4 Quattro, which delivers 349 brake horsepower, and that also has four-wheel drive, as I've mentioned, being Audi's patented Quattro system. I'm here to tell you all the reasons why this car should potentially be on your drive within 48 hours, because that is how Team Green roll. So, where else to start but with the first thing you'll notice on any car, the paintwork. This is Daytona grey pearl, and before the fascination and addiction to Nardo grey kicked in, Daytona grey was the colour of choice. You've also got the LED headlights with daytime runners, you've got the chrome styling around the black honeycomb mesh grille, and the front bumper itself has got sharp angular designs and flared edges, which is just the sport styling specific to the S range and the S line. Now, the grille, you've got the nice, big, sharp, again, angular, metallic titanium grey, and you've got the chrome styling, chrome rings, and S4 livery also. Second headlight, front parking sensors, and honeycomb mesh grille. Now, moving around again, you can see on here, you've got your really nice multi-spoke alloys, which are of course 19 inches. You've also got your black S-branded caliper peeping through just below. You've got your V6T badge just to let you know what's powering this beast, and you've also got your flared side skirts as part of the S package. You've got chrome door mirror housing with your indicators inbuilt, and you've got a chrome window surround all the way just to keep that executive performance saloon feel, which is exactly what the Audi S4 Quattro represents. As you can see, no dinks, no dents, no signs of previous paintwork, and certainly no crash damage, because that's not how Team Green get things done. Moving around here, you've got your LED rear lights with a sweeping indicator function, rear parking sensors, reflectors, and of course you've got the famed honeycomb mesh grille, chrome styling, titanium grey diffuser, and the quad exhaust system. There we go. Rear parking sensors all the way across, and it's a nice little lip spoiler just on the top to finish it off. Now, the boot can be operated by the remote key just here, and I'm sure you'll agree that that is quite a surprising boot. It's not very high, but it is very long, and there's plenty of space in there, easily for golf clubs, push chairs, shopping. Wouldn't put pets in there because it's a restricted boot. I'd definitely throw my kid in there though. And underneath you've also got your spare wheel, and you've got your information of what is included in the car if you spec check with Audi Direct. It's not a remote boot that you shut down, so you need to pull it. But as you can see, the car's been very well looked after by its previous owner, and cars like this don't come along every day. Super boss executive saloon that offers refinement, comfort, elegance, and blistering performance on tap when it needs to be delivered. Now, if you think the outside's got a bit of sexiness to it, wait until we show you what the inside has in store. You've just had a quick teaser there because I saw it on my camera, but trust me, if you thought that was good, your mind is going to be blown at the inside of this. So I promised you a surprise, and how about that? Flat bottom multifunction steering wheel, quilted super sport leather interior, black Nappa leather with white contrast stitching, which I think you'll all agree looks immense. A very, very highly sought after optional extra, and one that really does bring the brand's attention to detail and just elegant refinement and classic design really to life. I mean, that is a cabin that anyone would be proud to call their own. But we'll start here on the door cards, or largely below it. So what you can see here, very faintly, is you've got the Audi rings which come off the Puddle Lights, and that is from a little light located just under the door here. You've got your half suede or Alcantara and half leather door card, and you've got your electric mirrors, electric operated, electric heated, and your electric windows with deadlock. You've also got a really nice sumptuous brushed aluminium trim just here on the door card itself, and you've also got the ability to deadlock. Now Bang & Olufsen, but you have got remote boot release as well. Down here you've got your S line on your door inlay, just to let you know that every time you get in you're not going to forget. And you've got your brushed aluminium all the way across the trim. You've got your automatic lights, fog lights, instrument cluster lighting, air conditioning vent, and then we get onto the bad boy. Nappa leather, white contrast stitched, flat bottom, multifunction steering wheel. And you've also got a piano gloss black inlay just there. Now the seat, told you they were good. This little button here, that gives you a massage. Yep, most commonly seen in the old 5 Series and Lexuses back in the day. Audi have brought it back with a bang, and let me say they are very, very good massages. No more going down to your local sauna, dodgy gentlemen. You can just get straight in your car, sit in the garage, watch your Football Manager and get a massage. Electrically operated, and that is height, reach and anything else you would wish. Now on here you have got the button underneath, and that does slow that, and it allows you to extend it if you need to. So what we'll do now, we'll get in the car itself and we'll see what it's got. So it doesn't have the digital dash, this model. It was just before all of that really came into effect. But what it has got is the analog clock. You've got your nice S logo on there, and you've got the nice contrasting styles of the font, the white and the red. So we'll turn it on. As you can see, starts first time, no problems, apart from the fact there's no fuel in it. Got DAB radio, you can see 15 miles of fuel. There is your radio, FM and DAB, but let's face it, you're only going to need DAB. Bluetooth telephone, and of course you've got a very small virtual cockpit just in there, as it is an earlier model. But what you have also got is the tablet style media screen, which is of course controlled by the media unit just here, very similar to the BMW. They won't like me saying that. So if I click on menu, you see you can get into all of these. So first we'll go on car, and you've got Audi Drive Select. You've got efficiency and comfort, which are pretty self-explanatory. Automatic as well, that basically adapts itself to the road, the journey you're on, and entails and really does sort of configure itself to give you the best driving. Dynamic, if you're clicking that, you'll hear the increase in revs, and you'll hear the increase in the engine noise. That, for better want of a word, is sport mode. Now individual, you'll see you have a little icon just here. If you get on your mouse and you click it across, you can configure this to suit you. So you can have the engine and gearbox in comfort, or you can have it in auto and dynamic. You can have your steering in comfort mode, which is probably the easiest option. And if you change your engine sound, which in these is pumped through the sound system known as Sound Couture, as with anything on the VAG group, if I put that in comfort, you'll hear it automatically dies down. If I put it back in dynamic, you hear that nice radiant hum and a bit of a burble of what it is. Now in the hidden sub menu, if you click on vehicle settings, you can change all sorts of things. The steering wheel button is the one I would have, and good old Gus, the previous owner, he's got it in drive select mode. So basically this button here, when you're driving and you've got both hands on the wheel on paddle shift, you can just flick that and it will change your drive select mode. But you can change all the different options on here, but for me, drive select is the obvious one. Driver assist, you've got speed warning, parking aid, efficiency assist, presense, rest recommendation, which we'll put on. That means the car will register when you've driven a certain amount of miles and tell you to pull over and grab a coffee. Air conditioning, so on the air conditioning, you can see that the aircon needs to be on first, which it isn't here, but we'll go through that a different way. Servicing and checks, TPMS, oil level, service intervals, car information and wiper change position. So service intervals, you can see this isn't due a service for pretty much a year. So that means no maintenance required for the foreseeable future for the new owner. So if we go back onto the menu, we can then get onto sound, and you can see you can change all the different options just so you can configure how you want the sound pumped into your cabin. Now, we can go on to radio, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can see FM, AM or DAB, but as I've said, you only really need DAB. Media, you've got plenty of different sources, Wi-Fi being one, but let's go, you've also got CD, DVD, you've got your SD card, USB reader, auxiliary input, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and you've got your internet just there. So we'll go out of that one and we'll click into telephone. This isn't as complex. Click connect and your telephone will be connected to the car. You've got navigation, which obviously you have seen earlier, but you can have the map on there, and you can also have it in the instrument cluster as well. For me, that's the setup I would have, but I'm a sucker for a decent sat nav. And on there you've got Audi Connect, Audi smartphone interface, and further settings of which you can configure the car to suit you. Now on here you can also just use a quick one, click nav and map, and that will bring it up. Heated seats for her and for him, as we like to say. And on here you've got your air conditioning, which is tri-zone on here. So what you can do, if you click on auto, that will do it automatically to where it believes it needs to adjust. The tri-zone, let me just turn that down, certainly not that hot in here. So the tri-zone is passenger, driver and rear seating. So on here, if you wanted, if your wife was really cold, you could whack hers up to high. If you were really hot, you can have yours on low, and that will just accommodate both of your needs. Windscreen and rear screen heating, recirculation, and to turn it off, you just do that. Drive select mode, but we've gone through that. Auto start stop. Traction control, which means you can get a lot of slidey funny knees, something of which I'm a big fan, but not recommended for road use. Parking sensors, and if you want to turn your tablet off, you just turn it off there, but that doesn't affect your virtual cockpit. You've got a 12-volt socket charger there, a little bit of storage, push button start, and 2 cup holders also, with a gorgeous LED white lighting. iDrive system, as we've spoke about, finished and surrounded by the gorgeous brushed black aluminium. And of course you've got the centerpiece, you've got the S-tronic gearbox. Small, funky and a little bit chunky. Really simple to use. You've got the button here. Now you won't be able to move this at all into any gears, as you'll see here, without pressing this button in. Press it in and that changes. You need your foot on the brake, sorry. Press that down and that goes into drive. Now you'll see on there where it's got the D, that means drive mode. If you do it again, press that in, pull it down, that changes to S, and you can hear the revs increase. What that means is basically your car is turned up to 11 and it wants to be driven a little bit harder. You can have that in eco mode and efficiency, but it's best suited with that and dynamic if you want to make sufficient progress, shall we say. But that will mean that you've got a higher rev ratio, higher throttle response, and a higher limit of what you can drive the car like. But for us, if you put it in reverse, you'll see your parking sensors automatically kick in, front and rear, but there is no camera on this option. Simply to park it, click the button, and that's now in park. You've got volume control, you've got a space for your key, and you've got your electronic handbrake. And here you've got the Nappa leather with a white contrast stitching on the armrest as well, and you've got 2 further USB ports, an auxiliary port, and further storage. Now in the rear you can see the same quilted super sport design is echoed all the way throughout, and it's something that really does give this car a truly awesome, elegant look, feel, and almost bespokeness. You get in these and it's just a gorgeous premium cabin that pretty much every other brand wants to offer. You've got ISOFIX in the back, and you've also got this that pulls down, and you have got in there just a little bit more storage if you wanted to, or an armrest for your rear passengers. But let's make no mistake, this is a performance car in the main, and the Audi delivers that seamlessly. But that really is everything that we can tell you about this gorgeous Audi S4. But if you do have any more questions, feel free to give the sales team a call. We are award winning for a reason, and that is our commitment to helping our customers get into the right vehicle and ensure that it's perfect for them. And another way we do that is by treating every car to the 128-point Emerald check prior to retailing. This covers both cosmetic and mechanical components, just to make sure that there's no maintenance required for the foreseeable future. If there's less than 6 months MOT, then we put a ticket on it for you. And we service every single car when it comes into stock, so we can be sure there's no cross-contamination of oils. I mean, what else would offer you that other than probably the best car dealership in the UK?